This is the evaluation of the order trading system for February the 22nd, 2021. We had 4 trades on that day. All 4 trades were buy trades. First trade was ALB. That's Albemarle Corporation. Tripped at 11:35:40 a.m. at a price of 156.43. Again, it was a buy. It closed the day at 146.49, up 0.20%. Not up by a lot, but you can see it did peak in the afternoon. So it actually came down. So it actually did increase by quite a bit in the afternoon. Yeah, see, 159.69 was actually its high point, so roughly around that area. So it did peak by quite a bit. So that actually was a very good stock. So that's a positive trade. We'll check to see if the indicators are going to be showing the same thing. OBV, good. MACD showing came up, stabilized, came down a bit in the afternoon, averages wise. DI up in the morning till early afternoon or early mid-afternoon, then dropped, came down a bit. And Bollinger Band was saying came up and then dropped a bit. But that drop did not go down below the tripping price, so that's a good point. Next trade is EAF, and that's Graph Tech International Limited. Tripped at 11:45:20 p.m. 20 a.m. at a price of 12.75. Buy sell, of course. Closed the day at 12.63, up 1.63%. Closed below its tripping price, so we'll check to see 11:45. So tripped around here. 1276, 1279, 1280, 1279, 1275. Okay. A good portion of the afternoon it was actually up above its tripping price. Not by a lot. Not by a lot, but it was still up. I consider that still positive because of the fact that it was above its tripping price. And in general, even though it's 22 cents, that's still potential. Let's just check to see if the indicators are showing that. It came up and then moved sideways. OBV came down the end of the day, which is what we saw. MACD came up and then dropped, and you see it dropped heavily below zero, which is really showing negative on the MACD wise. And DI showing the same. All the indicators showing the same thing. It came up and then moved down. But again, Bollinger Band came up, moved sideways for that afternoon period, then dropped in the afternoon a bit. So it's have to be that during the afternoon period it did move a bit above the dripping price, so it's still a positive result. Next trade is CLSN, and that is CLSN Corporation. Tripped at 12:35 p.m. Price 310. Closed at 281. It was though up 47.89%, dropping 5.34%, but still not obviously below what its previous rise was. But we caught it somewhat in the afternoon. Let's see, 12:35, so roughly around here, 3:13. So you can see right after it peaked and then dropped a little bit. Came up here again. Yeah. Up above, up above. Okay. Well, for not long term, like it wasn't consistently above, obviously, tripping price. There were multiple periods where it did come above a tripping price and by quite a bit. Considering a low price stock coming up by 6-7 cents is actually quite a bit. So that technically is another positive stock. And we'll check to see what the indicators are showing. OBV is showing good. Pretty much when it tripped, it came up and stayed up. MACD came up, it was up in the early afternoon, up in the mid-afternoon, stayed, dropped a little bit in the late afternoon. DI showing, yes, it was actually up quite a bit. It was up pretty much all day, moving positive. DI direction was positive, and then in the afternoon it came down a bit. You can see it making a little bit of recovery. in closing, but not above a dropping price. And it was actually when it was positive by a good amount. Unfortunately, negative was negative by a good amount too. So the index itself was pretty much strong regardless of the direction. Next trade is AXU. That's Alexco Resources Corporation, flipped at 1:40:15 p.m. at a price of $2.95. Close the day at $2.94, up 5.38%, and that's at 140, so roughly around here. Roughly around here. Yeah, and dropped right after it came up to 95, 96, 96, 96, 96, 299. It just happened to be that it just dropped down to below the tripping price. There were multiple points in the afternoon where it came up above its tripping price. And for a low stock, 1 or 2 cents actually is a good rise. This aspect of here, went up to 2.99. That was actually a good rise there. So that's actually another positive stock. I checked the indicators showing a directional movement. OBV somewhat sideways, and in the afternoon it tripped around 140. So during one of these peaks, it tripped, and you see the afternoon it came up. So the afternoon is actually coming up quite a bit. MACD up, down, up, down. MACD not consistently up, upward rise here and down. So MACD was showing that it was moving up quite a bit. DI though, DI is actually showing it very strongly, like practically the whole day it was positive. And Bollinger Band, you can see right from the opening to the close, the stock was moving up. We happened to catch it in the afternoon where it tripped, that the stock moving a little bit sideways, but from the early morning rise. So if this definitely was not a positive, it certainly would have been a good, strong possible. But again, there was multiple points in the day where it was up above its tripping price. So that's 100% again today for trades that were identified and possibilities. Another good day. I'll leave it at that. Thank you very much.